Hey, so it's rain. I'm here for yet another guide. So this one's gonna be about phalanxes. So here are some of the phalanxes. There are also wedges. I'm not super adept at these as I've not actually taken them out yet. They're still on the shelf and getting ready. Um, so phalanxes are, well, each phalanx has its own little setup. So you'll notice here that infantry lineup has infantry up first, then calves, then archers, because of course archers are weak in this setup. Or archery lineup, where it's archers, then the calves. So in all of these, the weakest oh, I can do that. So in all of these, the weakest kind of troops that you're going up against for that flanks go in the back. So, for example, cavalry flanks. Well, cavalry generally hit infantry, so they're all the way in the back. And yet they still protect the archers that are behind them that would be, of course, weak to infantry, which are what they're fighting against. So, for example, in this drill, so we're gonna do cav flanks against infantry. This should be where it's strongest. So here you'll notice, oh, oops, give me a moment. Really? Okay. Well, I tried to use the Wi-Fi, that didn't work. So here you'll notice that the cav go against the infantry first, and then the cavs behind them start getting attacked by your, well, archers, which were right behind. And then finally, the infantry that you have are supposed to try to get past all of this using, of course, the calves as support to try to get the archers in the end. But in this case, it won't actually get to it because our morale is high enough that we make them retreat. Another drill that we're going to do is versus archers. So this is when it's actually the weakest, because the archers will go up right for the calves. See, like immediately our morale just takes a huge hit. Absolute chaos. Like you're gonna lose no matter what. The question is more when you get to calves versus calves. That's when you're kind of at an impasse. And then it depends purely on your talents and stats, basically. Yep. And there you are. And we die. Another drill. Yep. So this is pure calves v calves. It's gonna be pretty close. Oh, and this one it definitely shows the enemy as being slightly stronger. Yeah. Just like straight up, like calves on calves, archers on archers, inf on inf. And because in this scenario, I think the enemy had a wall, we are definitely gonna lose this one. When it comes down to it, the flank work via the rock paper scissors method. So calves hit inf hits archers, and archers hit calves. Wedges are slightly different. So wedges are actually kind of a strange thing. You'll notice that there are two rows of everything. So there's two rows of archers, two rows of cavalry, two rows of infantry. And what it is the first row is actually your highest troop type. So whether that's T4 or T3, they're going up first. So if we try, so in this case, we're going to try straight up range v range, and you'll notice that we kind of like go in, they go around the side, calves go in straight for the archers. Yeah, it's, I haven't quite figured out this too much. I'm not super sure how to use it. I'll do a video about this later once I figure it out myself. It looks to me like they just kind of go around the edge and go for it. When I figure out the strategy for this one, I will tell you. And probably make another video. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Probably make another video about it. But for now, if you unlock your flank, this just uses your ordinary rock, paper, scissors method. Once again, to find that method, go over. Here we are. And here it is. Inf v archers, archers v calves, and calves v inf. And then all of them versus siege, and siege versus your wall. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Hope you got some of that. I'll see you in a bit. Good luck!